Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. The day after Juventus won, Empoli won, and obviously it's not the result that we wanted. We wanted a victory and we had only a draw. We'll analyze the game as we always do the day after, but first let me tell you why I am late recording this, because this morning I enjoyed a fantastic, beautiful Sunday watching tennis. That is not one of my favorite sport, but I was watching actually something that will remain in the history of sport, especially in history of Italian sport. Yannick Sinner, Italian one, born and raised in Torino, against Medvedev. What a tennis game. What an epic page of history has been written this morning. Just to put you a bit in context, the last Italian one that was able to win a Grand Slam was in 76. Can you imagine? I was not even born in 76. Something totally out of this world. Tennis in Italy has never been a fantastic, beautiful wedding, because we never saw these huge, big tennismen on top of the world. Well, Yannick Sinner was able to do it this morning. And the way how he did it was even more incredible, because at a certain moment he was led 2-0. And he's going with a fantastic, beautiful remontada, winning the third set, winning the fourth set, then decisive set, where he's able to win it. Fantastic Yannick Sinner. I was extremely happy to watch it. And more than only the game, it was also his first words after winning the game on Instagram, on Twitter, on social media, writing, "Never stop fighting." Well, this is a fantastic, beautiful lesson, especially for us Juventini that are living through that quote, fino alla fine. Never stop fighting, fino alla fine. Beautiful things, especially because at 11 a.m. after he was just losing that second set, well, the world of social media, the world of sport fans, especially the Italian ones, they were all going into panic mode. He will not win. It's a disaster. Look, Max Allegri compared Juventus to Sinner and Djokovic to Inter, which means that Sinner will lose a final, and it went with total negativity. Luckily, he was not able to read what was said about him online, because maybe he would even have lose faith in himself. Luckily, he was focused on what he had to do, and what was it? Continuing to fight, never stop fighting. What a beautiful lesson. And I believe that sometimes you have to watch other football games, but sometimes you have to watch also other sport to take some lessons and to learn from it. Well, never stop fighting, fino alla fine, are two fantastic, beautiful lessons. Now we go to the game of yesterday, and you know why I'm speaking about Sinner, you know why I'm speaking about fino alla fine and never stop fighting. Now, before analyzing it, let me tell you, I am as sad as you are. I am as frustrated as you are. I am as disappointed as you are for the draw of yesterday. I wanted, and I will tell you that immediately, I also, like you, wanted Kenan Yildiz from the start and not Arkadiusz Milik from the start. If I was the coach, probably I would have started Kenan Yildiz. Of course, I am not the coach. That means that I am not in La Continassa watching and being able to follow what they are doing every day by day. But as a supporter, I don't care. If I would have made a choice, I would probably have started Kenan Yildiz against Empoli together with Dusan Vlahovic. That being said, now that we are on the same page, now that we are aligned, we go. I said it before match day 1, the beginning of the season, I said this season will be really difficult to keep the boat on the sea, to keep it on balance and to not sink. Because if we do well, fantastic, great, which not a lot of us were thinking it would have been possible. But from the moment that we lose a single point, I'm not even saying a loss, but from the moment that we go with a draw, it will be again psychodrama. It will be controversy. We will hear again, Allegri out, the controversies. We have to change everything. Nothing is great. We forget about the future as soon as we would have drawn one game. And it happened. We all remember that 1-1 against Bologna. We all remember that big loss against Sassuolo, the draw against Atalanta. It happened again after Genoa. But honestly, I didn't expect that it would happen now at match day 22 after 7 wins in a row, if we are counting Serie A and Coppa Italia. Not even. If we are counting 21 goals scored in 7 games. Something totally incredible. The Cortomuso win, the short snout win, has been put aside, and maybe they will come back from next game. Maybe not, but in this moment, after everything what Juventus showed, I was not expecting that spiral of negativity. Of course, I was expecting sadness. I was expecting momentarily anger. I was expecting big emotions, frustration, of course, debates online. What is right? What is wrong? What did we do wrong in that game to not win? Because you know it, if we don't win, it means that we were not perfect, and that means that we didn't do our job perfectly. But that psychodrama, even nearly 24 hours after a game, probably not. And I tell you, the draw of yesterday, of course, it can be annoying for the ranking, especially if Inter will win later today against Fiorentina. But first they need to win. And I will watch the game. First they need to win before going in that psychodrama, before thinking that the draw of yesterday could be bad for Juve. And then on top of that, well, they need to win on Sunday in their home. It's true, against us. It's true that they are stronger, that they have more men, that they will recuperate Çalhanoğlu, Barella, they will have all their team at complete possibilities. We will not have Milik, maybe we will not even have Chiesa, we'll be with limited choice in attack, but they will need to win today, and they will have to beat us next week. And only there, from that moment on Sunday, around 11 p.m. Italian time, that's where we can start making some first evaluations about the Scudetto run for Juve. Not the top 4, because that's nearly secure, especially after the draw of Milan yesterday, 2-2, because they were missing 2 penalties and 2 open goals. But that's where we will have to analyze and say Juventus is out. Because they can go at +4 with 1 game to play still at the end of February. But until there, calma. Let's make it clear. I didn't change my mind yet about what happened yesterday, but I will come back on that later. Because, of course, I understand that at the moment there are the big debates. Can we analyze the game of yesterday, the draw of yesterday, as half full or half empty glass? This one I totally understand it. If you're looking at the half full, the positive ones, they will tell you, look, the kids on the field, they never stop fighting. They never give up. They continue to try. Look, we were even leading from the 50th until the 70th minute. And from the 16th minute, we were with 10 and we were able to take advantage. And actually, we never gave up. At a certain moment, we even put 2 players on the field at the 79th minute because we want to go and try to win. That means that until the end, we tried. And the people from the stadium, they understood it because the fans, they were applauding that 1-1 at the end. That's the full glass. On the other side, you have the other ones that are looking at the empty one. And what are they checking? Of course, the fact that we dropped points, that it was a big opportunity to go momentarily at +4 of Inter that we threw away. The inaccuracy of these first 16 minutes when we were 11 against 11. Of course, we can speak about it. Of course, it's a debate. Half full, half empty. But I agree, I continue to tell you that I didn't change my mind because we didn't lose points because the initial lineup choices that were made by Max Allegri. This is what I told you yesterday immediately after the game, and I repeat you now, this is not why we lost games or the points. We lost points because an unexpected, unpredictable mistake at the 16th minute, because we can't go to the locker room at 1-0 advantage because we miss a goal with Fabio Miretti, because we were not able to keep a clean sheet of 1-0 when we score at the 70th minute. Even if a Super Vlahovic was on the pitch and was working for 2, we were not able to keep that clean sheet, and we do 1-1. That's why today we have to speak about the fact that we lost points, not the initial choices. And I already told you, and I repeat you, I wanted Yildiz to start. But if there was a game to bench Kenan Yildiz, it was yesterday against Empoli. Milik and Vlahovic, I said it yesterday, together they are enough to beat Empoli. I have absolutely no doubt about that one. It was enough to beat Empoli, 11 against 11, without Chiesa, without Rabiot, without Danilo, with Alexandro, Kostic, Miretti, with Milik. It was enough to beat Empoli. If you are not able to beat Empoli in your home, 11 against 11, with the men that were there yesterday on paper, and then we have a problem. Then it means, it equals that we, Juventus, can't compete with Inter for the Scudetto. As easy as that. As easy as that. Milik was in good form. We know it. This is a fact. Come from a hat-trick, come from moments of brilliance. He was mentally fantastic. He wanted to do too much. He's doing a really stupid mistake at the 16th minute that none of us were able to predict. And it's a pity, and he said sorry. According to me, he should not have said publicly sorry. It's appreciated, of course, but he should not have to. Because this is the game. It could have happened to any other player from any other team in the world. I go back in time, because I'm an old vintage one. Gianluigi Buffon, first season of the comeback, the first of the 9 Scudetti in a row, is doing a terrible mistake at match day 35 against Lecce in our home. And we are about at that moment to throw away the Scudetto. We are about to throw away the Scudetto at match day 35. I didn't blame Buffon for the mistake. And I don't blame Milik for the mistake. Of course it's a stupid mistake. Of course he should not do it. Of course he could have prevented it. It happens. This is football. It's a contact sport. It's a sport where you do mistake. And the one that is doing a mistake, well, he's punished for it. Like he was punished yesterday. I saw a lot of controversy about red, no red, VAR, no VAR. Look, I said it yesterday and I repeat it. According to me, VAR took the right decision. Then the other games, Sassuolo with Berardi or Malinowski against Kenan Yildiz, they should also have been red. We know it. We already said it. I don't even want to take back these things today because that's not the point of today's video. Look, Vlahovic was doing well. Milik was doing well. I believe that we could have won easily the game. So no problem with the initial choices. But then we have to understand that we are not coach. We are not living in La Continassa 24 hours on 24. We are not there 7 on 7. Yildiz is 18. We don't have to forget that. And 18 years old that is suddenly on all the front pages. 3 days ago we were speaking about a fake relationship that were liked by more than 20,000 people, 25,000 people. Fake relationship with Madison Beer. I got it. Fake news. Because it starts to be there in the eye of everyone. The world is speaking about it, which is a fantastic, beautiful news. But that means that you have also to understand how to manage a kit that is launched like that, suddenly on all the front pages. Keeping feet on the ground is the most important thing. And yesterday there were 2 men that were explaining it. Max Allegri, I saw the small clip where he's saying he did well, and he did well on the bench, which when I hear it, and when you hear it 5 times in a row, you hear that he's not saying he did well on the bench. He said he did well, speaking about the fact when he entered yesterday, and also he did well on the bench. For what reason? Because he said it after that in another press conference where he took his time, where he was not running in a corridor. He took his time and he explained it really well. He said he is doing well since a few games and finishing on the front pages. Sometimes you can lose concentration. Sometimes you can lose focus. And him being on the bench in a game where Milik could have been really important against Empoli was good for him because he doesn't come from a fantastic game against Lecce. Now he entered again against Empoli and he did really well. It was the perfect game for him to rest. And you have a Szczesny that is repeating nearly exactly the same without being in the same room as Max Allegri, where he's telling us Kenan Yildiz has all the qualities of the world to become great. We noticed it immediately after his very first training session together with us. He has the potential to become a champion. But to become a champion, you need to put a lot of work and a lot of efforts to become really seriously a champion. Keeping feet on the ground. And when you have 2 people, a Max Allegri and a Szczesny, that not always are aligned when they are speaking the same day at the microphones, that are telling you, that something could have happened in training session. No, that doesn't mean that he was doing chaos. That doesn't mean that he's not listening. But maybe, to prevent going totally crazy, to prevent growing that ego, to prevent all these kind of side effects that can happen, well, a few minutes, 45 minutes, 50 minutes on the bench was not that bad, I believe. With Milik and Vlahovic that could have done the job, him entering in second half to change the game or to even add to the game, maybe resting Dusan Vlahovic, thinking about the game against Inter, and having him rested and also ready to play that game against Inter, to let him understand that it's a team and not individual, what Max Allegri says in the beginning of the season. Guys, put your individual objectives aside. What you're thinking about, your individual targets, forget about them and think only about the team. Because only with the team we can do much, much, much better. Now, individuals, I can't speak about all of them, but I wanted to go to our Super Vlahovic. Happy birthday to Vlahovic. And by the way, happy birthday to that man here, Gianluigi Buffon today. But Super Vlahovic, yesterday, fantastic performance. Not only the goal, but the way that he played. Protection of the ball, chasing the man. And he did it even being alone there. I can't speak too much about him, but wow. Wow performance, and he needs to continue. For me, MVP of January is Dusan Vlahovic. Miretti, I said it yesterday, I read it, there was a definition that said, Miretti is the definition of the meme, yes, but. Should I need to explain you even more details about it? It's a pity, because he's doing fantastic, beautiful things off the ball, with the ball, and then yes, but. Alexandro and Kostic, I saw a lot of people out of anger, out of frustration, going with, but Alexandro, Kostic, Miretti, Milik, I don't want to see them anymore. First of all, think about the fact that we don't have like 35 players. So if you are taking 4 of them away, probably we have a problem. That's one. Secondly, Alexandro received a goal yesterday. Kostic didn't even play bad. Yesterday we were not conceding, except of that goal that is coming from another side of the field, not even the side where Kostic was. So sometimes before starting to criticize and to go crazy, judge game by game by game. Then are Kostic and Alexandro fan favorites? Absolutely not. Does that mean that we have to celebrate them? No. They did the job yesterday, and that's what we have to analyze about the game of yesterday. What about Max Allegri? Because a lot of people will say, Beppe, you don't speak about Max. No, I think that yesterday he made the mistake. He made the mistake that he didn't do until match day 22, and that is thinking about the next game, thinking about Inter probably too much, and unconsciously also transmitting that to the players, that he was already thinking about the important game is the one against Inter. Now, if I'm looking at the two sides, it's a mistake, because at the end, we do 1-1, but on the other side, what do I understand from that? That he's really starting to believe in the Scudetto, which he never said publicly. Even yesterday after that 1-1, you saw on his face that he was really disappointed, like you, like me, probably thinking maybe it's over, and I hope not, but it means that he was really believing it, that he really wanted to play with all his mega cards against Inter. And he did a mistake in anticipating, thinking too much about Inter in the Empoli game. He said it, don't think about the next game. Think first about Empoli, and probably he's doing the mistake himself. And the other thing that I don't want to blame him is the changes, because some people said, but if you keep Kenan on the bench that much, that means that you don't want to win the game. If you noticed yesterday, at the 35th minute, I believe Kenan Yildiz was already warming up. There was the intention to let him enter. Probably at the 46th minute, probably a bit later, but as soon as it was possible, let him enter to change the game. But what is happening? The first half is finishing 0-0 with a team that is not in danger from Empoli, where you feel that the goal can possibly come. At the 47 with Miretti in the first half. Could possibly come. Team is in balance 10 against 11. 5 minutes later in the second half, you score a goal. And when you are leading 1-0 with 10 against 11, that's not the moment to take away a midfielder to put an offensive player. Because there you can create even more unbalance, and you were losing physically in the midfield. Something that we already noticed when we are playing without Adrien Rabiot. Well, I think he did really well. At the 70th minute, we concede a 1-1. Players are starting to warm up, to accelerate. At the 79th minute, as soon as the ball was out, I believe from the 76th minute until 79th, it didn't go out. From the moment that it's going out, the players are there, they are entering to change and to try to win the game. Something that I didn't notice against Genoa, for example, where we waited way too long. But here, from the moment that we were 1-1, we wanted to go and win that game. So I'm not blaming him for that. Now, the biggest mistake that we can do as fans is to start throwing a lot of negativity on the club and saying it's already over and ciao. Maybe it is the case, but we don't know. What Juventus should do is closing all the noise and focusing on the game of the game of Sunday, trying to do something spectacular. And if it happens, fantastic, we are back in the Scudetto run that we can even continue longer. If we don't, we don't. If we don't, we don't. But at least we tried and not giving up everything now. So I hope you enjoyed it. There is absolutely no edit. It's me, raw, speaking and telling you what I think. You will probably not agree with me, but that's my opinion. So I hope at least that you will appreciate the transparency. Grazie, forza. Juve.